نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. This is my second response video to the response of Brother Ahmadi with regards to the ayat of Khatme Nabuwat. Really there isn't a need for a response on something that has been made clear. But after all, because I am governed by the command of the Quran of Qulu Qawlan Sadida, I will still answer your points described in the videos. First thing I would like to say is that you claim that I didn't answer to the dalil of Quranic ayat that you presented. This is untrue. And even a deaf person would have heard that I dissected every ayat that you presented, and I showed how the ayat didn't have the positive, negative value that you was presenting, either side of the word walakin, one side being positive, the other being negative. That didn't exist. But actually the word walakin was used for negation for different reasons in different locations, but what was common in all cases was that the word walakin would be used where the subject matter either side of the word walakin was the same, i.e. father of your men on one side to father of the ummah on the other side, not father of the prophets. And also let's not forget the plural value of the words Khatmun Nabiyyin. The word Khatmun is plural, not dual, but plural, and also the word Nabiyyin is plural and not dual. And for those who wouldn't understand, the difference is a dual would be 2 and plural would be more than 2, yani 3 plus. Meaning that if we accept your version, there would be at least 3 prophets after Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. You quoted a hadith of Ibn Majah, and what is ironic is in the Bab of Ibn Majah, this is the second hadith on the subject. What I would like to know is why didn't you quote the first hadith? You quoted a hadith of Ibn Majah. What is ironic is in this Bab of Ibn Majah, this is the second hadith on the subject. What I would like to know is why you didn't quote the first hadith, and I'll quote it for you, and that is قال قلت لي عبد الله ابن أبي أوفى رضي الله عنه رأيت إبراهيم ابن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال مات وهو صغير ولو قضي أن يكون بعد محمد نبي لعاش ابنه إبراهيم ولكن لا نبي بعده. And this is from Ibn Majah, page 108. Also from Bukhari, volume 2, page 914. And it's also in Ahmad, volume 4, page 353, with the same meaning but slightly different words. The translation for this hadith is Ismail is riwayat, he says that I said to Abdullah ibn Abi Awfa radiyallahu anhu that have you ever seen the son of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Ibrahim? And he answered that he died when he was a small child, and if it was destined to be that there was prophets after Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, then Hazrat Ibrahim would have lived, meaning he didn't live for this reason. And in fact the riwayah in Ahmad is stated by those very words, that if there were to be prophets after Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, then Ibrahim would not have died. Now you use the hadith which is Lo Asha Lakana Sadiqa Nabiya, which translates, if he, Ibrahim, would have lived, he would have become a true prophet. Also is to be noted that a very large majority of the muhaddithin of old have rejected both the sanad and mafhum of this hadith, but nobody raised issue on either the sanad or the mafhum of the hadith which I've quoted, the first hadith of Ibn Majah prior to this hadith. In fact, this second hadith was given the classification of munkar, and it must be noted that this hadith is what we know as khabr wahid, meaning its source was singular, and accordingly it's never used to support a view of aqidah. In this hadith, the word lo asha, the word lo asha Ibrahim is used just as in the Quran lo qani fihime alihatun is used. In the Quran, in Surah Al-Anbiya, ayat 22, which says, if there were in the heavens and earth other gods besides Allah, if there were, lo, if there were. Now we know that this means without question that there is no God in the heavens and earth other than Allah. How can the word mean completely different things in the Quran from the hadith? Yani these two things are together. The word is the same word. The reality is when we move away from the games, just like in the Quran it means it is impossible for there to be God other than Allah, the same way this hadith means that it is impossible to have a prophet after Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. To change the meaning would mean that you also have to accept that there can be gods besides Allah. Do you really believe that there is more gods other than Allah? Secondly, you quoted from Fatawa Hadithiyah, page 125, which says, Innahu lanabiyyun ibn nabiyyin, which translate, he is a prophet, the son of a prophet, with reference to Sayyidina Ibrahim, the son of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Firstly, let me make it clear that this is not a hadith, but is actually a fatwa or rai, opinion of Ibn Hajar Haythami, which he himself didn't write, but it has been attributed to him. This claim is not acceptable, and this is because he allegedly said this on the back of the hadith that you have quoted, yet they are contradictory to one another. And this is because the hadith was if he would have lived, if he would have lived. Yet we all know that he didn't live. And also the next part, he would have been a prophet. If he would have lived, he would have been a prophet. Means in the present tense of that time, he was not a prophet. And yet the fatwa is that he was a prophet. The fatwa you quoted was, he was a prophet, son of a prophet. Now we know he was the son of a prophet, there's no doubt in that. But he was a prophet is contradictory to the hadith you quoted. Which means in the presence of time of his life he was a prophet, which is, this is a contradiction. Can you see the contradiction? One says he would have been, the other says he was. Furthermore, you quoted from Tariq al-Kabir of Ibn